Good afternoon. It is the 2nd of August, 2023. And so I got a little exciting news today. My new book, Unconventional Hero, is live and ready to pick up, ready for anyone to buy if they would so like. And it does say a D66 war game book adventure. And it is tangentially a D66 game, but it's not a game that tells a story. It's just a little dice game. And we're going to look at it and might even play a little bit here so you can get a feel for it. And I'm going to review it. Now, obviously, it's my own game. So how do you criticize your children? And that's the thing. I think I can do it fairly well. Although it is what it is, right? My idea for the game, and what's the game about? Let's read the back blurb. If you ever wondered what it was like to play a war game centered around a non-combat soldier, here is your chance. In Unconventional Hero, you play a company clerk during Vietnam, dealing with everyday tasks like morning report, typing up documents, KP duty, and maybe even some combat if you're unlucky. It's a fun dice game in the same mode as B-17, Queen of the Skies. Yeah, very mini in that, right? A mini B-17, Queen of the Skies, if you would. But I have got this, and since I've gotten this was a copy I looked over and made some corrections that should be uploaded and should be fixed. But what you're doing, you're going to play a company clerk on a base or a forward base, whatever you want to call it, in Vietnam. And so you got some interesting things. First of all, you got some interesting options. You got your the art in here is wildly, wildly done well. So had nothing to do with me. Thank you, Sam, for your art, for setting it up, and making it art direction. You do well. Good pictures, good stock photos. You're going to pick your different clerk. You have 4 different to choose from, and they're going to have different skills. And those skills are going to depend on how much they're going to get done. Again, it's the non-war game. But don't worry. You can have a chance to die just like everyone else. Not as good as your chance, but you can have a chance. And this is really meant, I really wanted to do something on non-combatants. Not necessarily non-combatants, but not traditionally combatants, right? I really wanted to do something called, it was going to be called, this is me. It's just going into a little bit of my mind and how I think and, what parts of war we don't look at. I was really wanting to make something called conscientious objector. I can't even say the word. And it was so you're going to play a Quaker being drafted during World War II, right? And I don't know. I just got into it and I started thinking about it more, and I just said, well, maybe that's not the game to make. Maybe I should have a chance of combat of some sort. And so I went with the company clerk. They're in Vietnam. Now, the company clerk bit I get from, that's one of my papers. We'll go into that in a minute. I get from MASH, if you will. Radar O'Reilly from MASH. I realized that's set in Korea, but I wanted to set this in Vietnam. Don't ask. I don't know. But, you have some instances, it's Vietnam in particular, where company clerks, mechanics, and cooks had to fend off the enemy. So I think that's always a neat thing to look at. And we talk a little bit about what a company clerk was doing, so on and so forth. And then we get into it. The game, the rules, I think the rules are okay. You can learn by the rules. I never feel that the rules I write are great. But I think these may be the best I've written. Take that as you will. That's why in another game, Brownwater Navy, I was really trying to integrate the rules into the game itself. Something hard to do that I want to make it kind of a fun learning experience, right? But what you're going to do here, it's abstract in just about every way, but you're playing a company clerk who wants his choice R&R destinations. What the choices was, Hawaii, right? For the American, Hawaii. Just because you were back home, if you will, you were in the States, but that was usually reserved for, people with families and so on and so forth, and that was a choice destination. So how can you prove your worth as a company clerk? You're usually not. Well, so the idea was to show your CEO how much time you've saved, how much you've done, and how much time has been saved because of you. So, and then if you can bank 100 hours, that would be proved to your higher up that, hey, I've said, I can look at what I've done. Look how much I've saved in time on stuff we're doing around here. Then the deal is that he'll sign off on your R&R in Hawaii, and it'll be all good. That's the point. Now, banking the 100 hours is not an easy task. It can be done, but it's not an easy task, nor should it be. Like I said, one of my favorite games was B-17 Queen of the Skies. And it was just a dice game, right? You had minimal decisions. You do have decisions in this book as well. But some of them will be minimal, right? But it is what it is. So, how are you going to start the game? Why don't we play one here? All right, you're going to have a character sheet. Got character sheets in the back of the book. Yes, you may make as many copies as you want. And then we're going to stat sheet, I guess is what I'm calling it here. And so I'm going to pick my clerk. Do I want Private Walter, Corporal Anderson? These aren't historical characters, but historical-like, if you want to say. Corporal Arthur, no. Give me Sergeant Strider. I'm going to use Sergeant Strider. All right. So first of all, I'm going to record his starting stats. Trustworthiness, 6. Combat skills. Well, let's go over here. The Army way. The Army way, we'll get into that, but that represents how well you know regular Army, how well you can cut corners, and so on. Office skills. His office skills is a 5. Wow. Combat skills is a 5 as well. He's regular Army. Obviously. Mental toughness, it's at a 30. And hours banked and hours today. Now I'm going to keep the hours on another sheet of paper here, as I think it's probably the smartest thing to do after each roll. And so you're going to start your day. So you're going to first start on your daily routine table, right? It's right here. You're going to just D6. You'll need 2 D6 to play, preferably of different colors. And you will roll on your daily routine log however many times you have. You're going to roll 5. 5 is the base. You'll be able to roll 5, and then plus how many times office skills you have. So you're going to get 10 rolls here. 5 plus 5. So let's do that. Let me roll. It's a 2. You look in here, and 2 is daily typing. So that's a 5-hour. Okay. Got 5 hours. You picked up 5 hours there. Again, daily typing. Wow, that's 5 hours. That's about the best I think you can pick up on your daily routine. 2. Well, my die might be broke, fellers. It's a 6. Now, it's interesting. I'm going to put a dash here. 4 turns I've gone. because it says roll on special events table. If you get to the special events table, here it is, 2d6. Or you can roll 2d6 and add them together. It is a 5. What is the special event? Bad rumors. There are terrible rumors being spread about you, making it hard to concentrate, lose 8 hours of work. So you're going to put -8 over here, and at the end, we'll subtract 8 hours from there. Right? That's bad. Let's go back to, again, my last regular roll. And it'll be special event table. 10. Too much typing. You can either gain +8 hours, or, that's a good one, or +1 office skill. What am I going to get? I'm going to take the office skill because I can make that up anytime. If I was toward the end, and I just need 6. If I was toward the end, I may take the hours, but I am not. So now I'm going to roll. That's my 5 base rolls. How many time for office skills I have? It's going to be 6. I'll get 6 rolls. Great. And it is, what's a 3? Let's go back on the wrong thing. Filing. Wait a minute here. These should be 3. Misread. It's my bad eyes. Filing. 2. Daily typing. That's a 3. Cool. 6. Once again, we're going to go over to the special event table. It's an 8. The CEO takes you rifle practicing. +1 trustworthiness and +1 combat skills. Cool. Let's go into the trustworthiness. He needs it. If you go to 0 in trustworthiness or 0 in trustworthiness, then you are combat skills. Where's it at? You will be a 0 trustworthiness. You will be reassigned, and the game will end at that point. Or if you get to 0 mental toughness, game will be over, and you'll either be reassigned or you will be sectionated, right? This mental break. And of course, if you're killed, then it's over as well. So I got 3 more rolls because I've got 6 office skills. 4 mail call, 1 1/2 hour. 4 mail call going extra long. 1 morning report. 2 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. So then we're going to look at the Army way. That kind of reflects how well you know to cut corners. And so you're going to roll your Army way points on the elbow grease table because it looks like you're working hard, but you know how to cut corners because it's the Army way. The right way, the wrong way, and the Army way, right, folks? So you can also use Army way points to re-roll. One re-roll, anything you want to re-roll, one re-roll time, but you very hard, if not near impossible, to gain more Army roll points, so use them wisely. So 3, you add an hour. That's 5. 3, you add an hour. 3 again. So 5, add 2 hours. 2 more rolls for Army way. So 6, add 3 hours. So 6, add 3 hours. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 17, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 29, 32. So one full day's work represents 32 hours that what should have taken you, you've done in one day. Enough work for 32 hours. But again, we have this -8. Have to take 8 hours away, right? So that would be down to 24. So you've done good 24 hours, enough for good 24 hours work. What are you going to do here? You're going to come over here. You're going to look on the daily hours chart. This is your work you're turning into your CO for the day. And let's turn in. Let's turn in 5 hours and bank 19. Oh, bank 19. So I'm just turning 5. Those disappear. And so if I put 5 to 9 hours, there's my hand corrections. Again, that'll be corrected when you get it, hopefully. And I need to roll for a butt chewing, right? On a roll of a 5 or a 6, I'm not going to get a butt chewing, but a 1 to 4, I'll lose 2 trust and 2 mental toughness points just because it must have been a bad butt chewing. See, I got a 3. So I could use an army waypoint, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take the butt chewing, and that's down to what? Minus 2 trust. Man, that's rough. And 2 mental toughness points, which I've got a ton, so I can burn those. Don't really have a lot to burn off office trustworthiness. So, and I'll roll on the off-duty table. And that's a 1. I got guard duty. I gain nothing for your character skills. I gain nothing around my skills, but I lose nothing either. This is where you can make some decisions here too. That's where you can gain some stuff going, and there'll be decisions to make there as well. And then vicarious trauma table. Let's roll on that. Just tells you how you're dealing with the trauma you gain while you're there. And this is, you have a big party and act fool and start the next day minus 4 hours and lose 2 trustworthiness points. See, now I'm down to 3 trustworthiness. I could re-roll that, but I don't want to use an army waypoint just yet. I'm going to start the day off at minus 2 because of hangover. Big party, I'm hungover, I'm Lord knows what else, but I ain't all myself. And then you keep going like that. As we see, we've banked a good amount of hours, 19. We're trying to get to 100. The minute you bank 100 hours, it's over. And that's where decisions come in at. Also, decisions come in at a lot of these different things. You'll have to do this or that. Have we seen that? You can either get 8 hours or 1 office skill, and we did that. I took the office skill. And also, if we roll over here on, if we have to roll on the random war table, the random war table is a D66 table. It happens rarely, but all kinds of stuff can happen. So say, well, I'd roll 66 there. You go on patrol, make a combat skill check, roll a D6, and if you roll your combat skill number or less, you have passed a check. Well, I got a combat skill of a 7. No problem there. I pass that check every time. So, that's the game. Maybe a little convoluted. Once you get it, you can see it's going to be rolling on tables and making small decisions. But that's it. That's how you play, and there it is. And it's very fun. There are problems with it. I think the die rolling can get a little stale at times. Not for me because I'm reading the things, but once you play it 10 or 20 times, it may get a little stale for all the die rolling. I said the rules are okay. The rules are probably the best rules I've done. Getting better, I guess. The book, I like the book. Yeah, but I give it a good, for what it is, I'll give it a good 7.5 out of 10, man. Again, as long as you go into it expecting an experimental, different game, this is it right here. $7 on Amazon. Pick it up if you do wish. Take it anywhere. There's in 2 pair of dice. You won't have to be reading paragraphs or nothing. You're just going to check charts, roll die, check charts, and make small decisions. That's it. That's all. All right. We're done. That's the video for the day. I'll be back here tomorrow with another video. I got something else I want to upload. But yeah, that's it. I'm very excited about it. Love this game. I've played it every day since I've got my copy, and I've proofed it out. I've played it every day. and I continue to play it. We were just playing a little game. Continue. I want to play another full game today. It's a lot of fun. You can win. I have won. I don't really call it playing the game until I get a book that's actually or a game that's actually finished. You know, at the time I'm play testing, it's just like I'm playing papers that are scrawled across a notebook. You know what I mean? Rules scrawled across a notebook. But it's a lot of fun when you see it. You play your own thing. So there it is. All right. Rambled on enough. 20-minute video. Hope you pick yours up today. And wish I could have did it for cheaper. Inflation and so on. Again, I do this for the love of the hobby and maybe for war gamers who may want a war game experience but may not have a lot of money to lay down right now. That's why I do it. So, all right, folks, y'all have a great day. Talk to you soon, and be careful. Bye-bye.